welcome to English Academy. So today we're going to discuss third conditional and the second one we're going to discuss abstract nouns. With me, Weedy. Okay, so let's go. What is actually third conditional? Well, have you ever heard there are some sentences like if I had blah blah blah, I would have blah blah blah? Yes, that is third conditional. Yeah, maybe in the previous sessions you learned about zero conditional and then first conditional and second conditional, and now we're going to discuss third conditional. Okay, maybe some of you still questioning what is actually third conditional. If I had, I would have. Have you ever wished that you wanted to change what happened last night, for example? Yeah, so you wish that you were somebody else yesterday, for example. So if we talk about third conditional, it means that we are showing our regret or disappointment in some situation that happened in the past. Okay, so the focus is actually showing regret. Okay, we can have disappointments, regrets about the past, and then wishes to change things in the past. Of course, when some things happened in the past, we cannot change that, right? So therefore, we use third conditional. Okay, so let's check them further. Have you ever wished about something that you would change in the past? For example, if you had given me a flower, I wouldn't have got angry. Have you heard that? Yeah. And then the second one, if she had invited him, he would have come to the party. And the third example, if they had passed the exam, they would have continued to the next level. So here we got three examples of sentences. Yeah. All of them are showing regret, showing disappointments. Okay. So in if clause, especially the third conditionals, remember that we always have two clauses. The first is if clause, and the second one is the main clause. Okay. The if clause is the one that I underlined. Okay. And because this is the third conditional, of course, it talks about the past, which is unreal past. What does it mean by unreal past? So, unreal past means that this is an imaginary situation because it is contradictory with something that happened in the past, because it is a regret or disappointment. So, you want things to change. For example, yeah, one, if you had given me a flower, I wouldn't have got angry. So in reality, yesterday, this person didn't give me a flower. So I got angry. So this one is like a contradictory with the past, with the real situation. That's why it is called unreal past. Okay, so the things that we wanted to have changed. Okay. Now let's move on to the next slide. So, yeah, previously I already mentioned the real situation of the first example, which is you didn't give me a flower, so I got angry. Okay? What do you think if the second example real situation is? If she had invited him, he would have come to the party. Remember, this is something that is unreal or contradictory with the past situation. Okay, so good. The real situation is she didn't invite him, so he didn't come to the party. Do you see the difference between the third conditional sentence and the real situation? Yes, they are contradictory. Okay, right. Now let's move on to the next example. If they hadn't passed the exam, they wouldn't have continued to the next level. Can you think of the real situation? Okay, I give you 1 minute. All right, let's check. Okay, yeah, they passed the exam, so they continued to the next level. Yeah, so from this example, you'll find out that in third conditional, if it is in positive sentence, then the real situation is in negative sentence. Yeah. Also, vice versa. If in the sentence of a third conditional in positive sentence, then in the real situation, it is written in negative form. Okay. Anyway, if you have questions during my lesson, maybe you can just send me text in the chat room. Yeah. Then later on, after the lesson finish, then I will give you some explanations. Okay. All right. Now I want you to try it by yourself. Okay? So here, I need you to complete the sentences with the correct form of the verb in brackets. I already gave you the sample. If I had been at the concert, I would have sung every song. And the real situation is, I wasn't at the concert, so I didn't sing every song. Okay? So that's the answer. Okay, so maybe now you want to try answering it. Okay? I give you 30 seconds. Okay. Yeah. Do you have the answer? Okay. The answer is if you had not told me, I would not have guessed. Yeah. So from this example, you will find out that the format of the third conditional is if plus subject plus had plus verb or past participle, comma, and then you will have subject plus would plus have plus past participle. Okay? So that is the format of third conditional. Right. Now let's see. If the sentence, the third conditional sentence, if like this, if you hadn't told me, I would not have guessed the real situation. Can you imagine what is the real situation? It has, remember, it has to be contradictory with the third conditional. Okay? So the real situation is you told me, you told me about something. So I guessed. Yeah? So you told me, so I guessed. Remember, it has to be contradictory with the third conditional. Right. So that's the first practice. Now we go to the next slide. Okay. What do you think? Yeah? All right. The answer is we would have come if you had invited us. Okay, wonderful. All right. Do you see the pattern here? Yeah? Would have come. Would plus have plus past participle. And then the if clause, if plus subject plus past participle. Right. So the real situation is contradictory with the conditional sentence. You did not invite us. So we didn't come. Okay, until this minute, do you have any question or do you have anything that you want to ask? Okay, so let's move on to the next slide. Right. Let's assume that you already answer these questions. Yeah. Okay. So now I want you to complete the sentences with your own ideas. For example, if I'd gone to bed earlier last night, I wouldn't have felt tired today. And the real situation is, I didn't go to bed earlier last night, so I felt tired today. So remember, every time you want to check the real situation, it has to be happened in the past. Yeah, because we're talking about third conditional. Okay. Now, let's move on to the first question. My parents would have been angry if, yeah, what do you want to complete? Would have been angry if I had forgotten to wash the dishes. Okay? My parents would have been angry if I had forgotten to wash the dishes. But the real situation is they, or my parents, they were not angry because I remember to wash the dishes. Right, so what do you think? Do you understand that? Of course. It's not that difficult, right? After you learned all conditionals, then I think third conditional will be much better. Yeah? Okay. Now let's move on to another practice. Okay, I will give you time to answer this and to complete the sentence. What do you think? If I hadn't eaten all that ice cream, what will happen? Okay, very good. My little brother would not have cried. Yeah? So if I hadn't eaten all that ice cream, my little brother would not have cried. Anyway, you have to remember when you write a third conditional sentence, remember to always put a comma after the if clause. This, there. Yeah? Okay. So this is your complete sentence. Then what is the real situation? I ate all the ice cream. So my brother cried. Yeah? Okay, so I ate all the ice cream, so my brother cried. I wish I didn't eat all the ice cream. Okay, but the reality, I ate all the ice cream. Right? Okay, so for number three until five, I want you to continue answering those questions. Yeah, and we will move on to the next lesson. Okay, let's consider it done. Then we'll continue to nouns. Okay, the next one is nouns. Yeah. What is nouns and what is actually abstract nouns? Right. So there are two types of nouns that you will find out today, which is concrete nouns and abstract nouns. What is concrete nouns and what is abstract nouns? Basically, concrete noun refers to tangible or the things that you can experience by your senses, your five senses. You can see it, you can feel it, you can hear it, yeah, you can smell it. So anything that you can see, anything that is real, all right? While abstract nouns refer to intangible things like actions, feelings, emotions, ideals, concepts, yeah, and qualities. So something that you cannot see, yeah. For example, beauty. You cannot see the beauty because um, for each person, beauty is subjective. Yeah. So for me, beauty is in this level, but maybe for other people, beauty is in that level. Okay, so concrete nouns and abstract nouns are different, but our focus for today is abstract nouns. Okay, and here is examples for concrete nouns. We got noise, we got table, smartphone, laptop, right? Book, eye. So anything that you can see, yeah, anything that is real. While abstract nouns, we got beauty, bravery, brilliance, yeah, until artistry. Okay, so here I give you several nouns that actually you can find it in the text. Okay, you got the reading text in your module, yeah, and I put five abstract nouns here, and we learn which one is the root word, yeah, which one is the suffix. Okay, and let's see, racism. Okay, so you are familiar to the word racism, right? Root word is race, while the suffix is ism. Okay, so do you know the function of suffix? Suffix is the letters ending in the word to change the meaning, yeah, or to change the function of the word. So from the race into racism, it is added ism to show that this is ideology. Okay, so the next thing is tolerance, or the next word is tolerance. Can you imagine? Can you think of what is the exact root word? Maybe you know this. Okay, so the suffix, yes, as the one that I put some bold here, is ance. Yes, that's the suffix. Can you think of the root word? Yes, very good. Tolerate. Yeah, tolerate. Okay, and then the next one we got extremism. Okay, what's the suffix in your opinion? Yes, very good. Similar to racism, it is ISM because it's an ideology. Yeah, and diversity. The suffix is ITY. Okay, and the last one we got discrimination. Okay, ION is the suffix. So remember that the suffix is additional letters that is added to the root word in order to change the function of the word and also to change the meaning of the word. All right? Okay. So I give you like 1 minute to complete the table. Maybe you got the correct answer. Yeah, especially for the root word because we haven't discussed that yet. Okay? Right. Now, let's check your answer. How good are you? Okay, so the root word is raise, tolerate, extreme, diverse, and discriminate. Okay, wonderful. So your answers are correct. Now we move on to the next vocabulary. What do you think these words mean? Okay, as I told you earlier, you will find them in the text and you need to match them to their definitions by dragging a line from the first column. Okay, here I got you the table. What's the meaning of vandalize? And what's the meaning of tolerance? What's the meaning of prejudice? Diversity, extremism, ban, or discrimination? Okay, so I give you 5 minutes to drag a line from the first column to the most probable answer, especially for the definition. Okay, I give you a hint. Yeah, vandalize is to damage public property. Okay, so that's one example. Maybe you can continue doing the others, yeah, from B until G. Okay, I give you time, right? Now, let's check your answer. Anyway, this is another tips that you can do whenever you want to check vocabulary. Every time you read a difficult text, what is it, miss? You need to read the whole sentence to know the meaning of the word. Remember, you only need to read the whole sentence where you have that difficult word, and then after that, you can guess the meaning according to the context that is given. Yeah? So we call it as guessing from a context. Okay? So now let's check your answer. How good are you now here? Vandalize, damage public property. Okay? Tolerance, acceptance of different beliefs. Prejudice, very strong, exaggerated opinions. All right? Diversity, variety, and difference. Yeah? Extremism, it's refusing to give some groups the same rights as others. Ban, exclude people from a place. And the last one, discrimination, disliking someone or something because of their race or religion. Okay, so yes, as a closing, I would like to review some of the lessons that we learned today, which is the third conditional and the abstract nouns. Okay, so what do you remember about third conditional? Third conditional is something or a sentence that shows regret or disappointments. Yeah, because you want to change some situation that happened in the past. Okay, therefore you use if I had forgiven you, we would have been together now. Okay, so those are the things that we wanted to share the world that I wish I could change the things in the past, but unfortunately, no. Something that happened in the past, we cannot change it, right? That's why we use third conditional. Okay? So that's third conditional. Now we continue to the abstract nouns. What's abstract noun? Abstract nouns are the nouns that you cannot see. Okay? The nouns that you cannot that you can only feel. You cannot see, you cannot read, you cannot hear, you cannot smell. Okay, so those are abstract nouns. For example, we got beauty, we got love, we got anger. Yeah, we got tolerance, like the last lesson here. We got prejudice. Okay, so those are abstract nouns. Okay, so in the next lesson, we will discuss about more concrete nouns, and then also we'll discuss complex sentences. Okay? So, thank you very much for the session. I'll see you again in the next lesson. Bye bye.